Ai Hosono is a 16-year-old girl who has become a true idol in Japan. Performing on the professional stage, she is constantly surrounded by crowds of admirers and devoted fans. However, her life is far from perfect. Some time ago, the girl was pregnant and sought help from a gynecologist named Goro. He was a secret admirer of her talent and became involved in her story, but he did not expect it to end in tragedy. Goro lost his life, but unexpectedly was reborn in the body of her son. Aqua and Ruby are Ai's twin children, who possess the consciousness of adults. They don't know how they ended up in the bodies of newborn babies, but they watch Ai's performances with interest and sincerely support her. Miss Sate, who is raising the children, senses that they are different and communicate with each other consciously, but she thinks this is unrealistic. After performing on the big stage, Ai rushes home to spend time with her children. She sincerely adores them and is ready to spend every free minute with them. The girl's president and agent forbid her from telling the public that she has children, as this could destroy her image as an idol. Forced to accept this, Ai keeps her secret and teaches her children to keep quiet about it as well. A few years later, Ai becomes so popular that director Taishi Gotanda invites her to star in his film. The girl considers this a mini vacation, as she and her children will spend a few days outside the city. At the same time, they are forced to hide their family ties, so Ruby and Aqua have to pretend to be Miss Sate's children. Once at the country estate, Ruby explores the film set with interest, while Aqua accidentally gets caught on camera. Showing himself to be a mature and wise person, the boy talks to the director and gets a small role in the film. There, he meets Arima, an arrogant girl who considers herself a famous and professional actress. Arima and Aqua don't get along, but they are forced to act in the same scene, pursuing completely different goals. Arima wants to be famous, and Aqua doesn't like filming, but he does it to please his mother. Ai is proud of the children and promises them a bright future. She sincerely loves them, but is afraid to talk about her feelings because she was taught that lying is part of love. Ai is from an orphanage, and no one has ever loved her, but the president noticed the girl and made her famous, teaching her to lie to the public and make them believe that her feelings are sincere. A few days later, Ai returns to Tokyo and prepares for a large-scale concert in one of the country's main buildings. She is determined and promises to give her best performance, after which the president will allow her to take a vacation and spend time with her children. In the morning, the girl hears someone knocking on the door and opens it, hoping to see someone close to her. The uninvited guest turns out to be Rusuke, an obsessed fan who found out that the idol has children. Believing that she is lying to people about her love and hiding her biography, he stabs Ai in the stomach with a knife. The girl makes the killer regret his decision, causing him to flee. Aqua, who witnessed the incident, calls an ambulance, but it is too late. The mother bleeds to death and begs her children to fulfill their dreams. She confesses that she loves them and asks them never to give up or despair, then leaves this world forever. This comes as a heavy blow to Aqua and Ruby, as they were not only Ai's obsessed fans, but also her children. Soon it becomes known that the criminal has taken his own life, and snow falls across Japan, as if nature itself misses the deceased girl. The president takes it just as hard, starting to drink and quitting his job, closing the idol management company. Everyone is depressed, and only Aqua realizes that the fan couldn't have found their address by accident. He suspects that it was their biological father, whom they had never met. Now Aqua has a goal to find her father and take revenge for sending Ryusuke to their home. 10 years have passed since Ai's death. Aqua and Ruby have grown up, but they still miss their mother and find it difficult to cope without her. Ruby regularly recalls how her mother taught her to dance to her own music and dreams of becoming an idol. The girl signs up for dozens of auditions and interviews to become famous, but for some unknown reason, everyone rejects her. It soon turns out that the reason is her brother Aqua, who deliberately calls the producers and destroys his sister's potential career. He demands that they reject her and asks Mrs. Sate not to tell Ruby about it. After Ai passed away and the president started drinking and left, it was Mrs. Sate who replaced the twins' mother. Meanwhile, Aqua continues to live with the goal of finding his real father. He realizes that this person must be in his late mother's phone contacts and checks the men one by one. A few days later, Ruby is invited to join a little-known music group. Aqua is disappointed, but his sister is ready to do anything to get on the big stage for the first time. Acting cunningly, Aqua pretends to be a journalist and meets with one of the idols of this group. After a short interview, he finds out that this is a poor producer who exploits the girls' talent and does not pay them. In addition, the atmosphere in the group is terrible, and it is almost impossible to work with them. Ruby is deeply disappointed, and Miss Sate decides to cheer her up by saying that she is ready to continue her husband's work. The woman wants to become a producer and promises Ruby that she will turn her into a new idol. A few days later, Ruby and Miss Sate go to the studio to clean up and start working together. At the same time, Aqua goes to Taisi to consult with an experienced director. The man asks the boy to support his sister in this difficult moment and also secretly keeps the letters of the late Ai, which he must give to the twins after they turn 18. In order to become popular, Aqua and Ruby transfer to a new school for talented children. There they meet Arima, a once popular child actress who starred in a film with Aqua. Arima asks Aqua to become an actor in the film she is starring in, but the boy is not ready for this. Everything changes when he learns that the director is Mr. Kamaragi. This man is on the late mother's contact list, which means he could theoretically be their father. Once on the set, Aqua overhears conversations and realizes that Arima has become an actress whose talent is being exploited for practically nothing. The director mocks her and pays her pennies because she has lost her former popularity and is forced to obey all of the client's demands. After taking Mr. Kamaragi's DNA for analysis, Aqua finds out that this man is not their father. During the filming, the guy changes the script and asks Arima to value herself, resulting in a beautiful ending to the film, which inspires the writer whose book was used as the script for the low-budget film. While talking to Mr. Kamaragi, Aqua learns that this man has information about his mother. Moreover, he is willing to talk about Ai's relationship, but only on the condition that the guy agrees to participate in a new reality show. Soon, Ms. Sate faces her first difficulties: the search for idols. All the girls are taken by more famous companies and producers, which prevents her from putting together a music group. Deciding to help her, Ruby meets with Arima and asks her to become part of their future team. Arima doubts that she wants to sing because she is an actress, but Aqua persuades her to change her mind. Arima is in love with Aqua and is ready to do anything he asks her to do. A couple of days later, Arima finally signs a contract with Ms. Sate, although she is not sure if she made the right decision. A few days later, Aqua goes to the filming of a romantic TV show featuring 6 teenagers. Among them are Aqua, Kengo, Nobu, and 3 girls, Yuki, Mem, and Akana. As they get to know each other, they talk about themselves, their lives, and their hobbies. Ruby and Arima don't believe that Aqua can be a cheerful and fun guy, but Ms. Sate sees that he is just playing a role and doing it very successfully. Arima and Ruby cannot boast the same success, as they are just starting out on their idol journey. Ms. Sate suggests that the girls create their own YouTube channel to increase their visibility and invites a famous guy with an emoji instead of a head to the shoot. Meanwhile, Aqua gets to know Akana better and admits that she is a very interesting but very shy girl. Her career has gone downhill, and she wants to regain her popularity at any cost. She sees this TV show as an attempt to make herself more famous, so she does everything she can to get noticed on camera. Akana takes into account all the director's wishes and comments, and constantly reads comments on the internet. Unfortunately for her, people have a very negative attitude towards her because she does not stand out from the other characters and seems joyless. Her face shows almost no emotion, which is why viewers want her to leave the project. Akina tries to fix this, but faces even more outrage from viewers who consider her unnecessary. At the same time, the first couple begins to form on the project. Nobu and Yuki spend time together, which makes them more popular than the other participants in the TV show. Viewers sincerely support them and want the couple to kiss and confess their feelings to each other. Behind the scenes, they are not supposed to communicate or spend time together, but the participants ignore the rules of the project to go out into nature and have a barbecue as friends. Soon Aqua realizes that lying is an essential part of being an artist and that he must play to the audience to elicit their love. At the same time, Akana faces even more hatred because not only the viewers but also the main sponsor of the project do not want to see her on screen. Trying to fix this, the girl listens to the director's advice and tries to become the main anti-hero of the project. This attracts popularity to her, but it consists of malice and hatred towards her character. People sincerely wish her ill, which greatly upsets Akana. Soon, the girl decides to interfere in the relationship between Yuki and Nobu. People hate her even more, but Akana tries to play her role. At some point, this leads to a conflict, as a result of which she hits Yuki in the face and leaves a bruise on her cheek. Yuck does not take offense at her friend and understands that this is part of the show, thanks to which the girls quickly make up. Viewers see only the conflict on the screens, which makes more and more people hate Akana and wish her only bad things. Tired of the constant attacks from commentators, the girl decides to take a walk in the rainy weather. Once on the bridge, she tries to jump off and end her life, but Aqua stops her and saves her life. Realizing that she is in a critical situation, the other participants in the project decide to change their attitude towards Akana. To do this, Aqua asks the director to hand over some of the behind-the-scenes footage, and Mr. Kamaragi agrees to take this risky step. Mem, Nobu, Yuki, Kengo, and Aqua edit a video showing their vacation, reconciliation, and friendship. Gathering millions of views, the video changes the attitude towards Akana, thanks to which viewers stop hating the girl and treat her with sympathy. Returning to the TV show, Akana decides to change her appearance. Learning that Aqua likes the image of the long-dead Ai, she studies the life of the former idol and changes her appearance. Seeing her in a completely new image, Aqua develops feelings for the girl and realizes that he has begun to forget his past life, accepting his true appearance as a teenager. After talking to Akana, he is surprised to learn that she has conducted a thorough psychological analysis of Ai. She has figured out that the late idol was in love and then disappeared from the scene, possibly after giving birth to a child. Aqua is shocked at how easily the girl has studied Ai because he was unable to do so even when he lived next to her. Realizing that Akana is an excellent psychologist, Aqua decides to use her to achieve his goal, to find his father and take revenge. During the last broadcast, Aqua kisses Akana, shocking the audience. However, Arima is the most shocked of all because she is in love with Aqua and is very jealous of him. A few days later, the TV show for Couples in Love officially ends. As part of the show, Yuk and Nobu broke up, but in real life, they are in a relationship and even plan to get married. As for Akana and Aka, they finished the project as a couple, but the girl does not know how the guy feels about her and whether he considers their relationship outside the project. In a private conversation, Aqua admits that it was all part of the act because she is not the kind of girl he would want to fall in love with. Aqua suggests that they remain friends and give the public the impression that they are in a relationship, but that it will only be for show for the viewers and fans. Akana is a little upset but agrees with Aqua's decision. Meanwhile, Arima and Ruby form a band and use the same name as the band that the late Ai was in. Miss Sate thinks this is a great decision as they get the rights to all the songs that belong to Ai. Moreover, using a previously known name will allow them to gain instant popularity, but they need at least one more girl to form the band. At the same time, the 6 teenagers say goodbye, agreeing to remain friends outside of the project. Aqua and Mem are on their way, which allows them to talk. Mem is a blogger with millions of followers, but she admits that her childhood dream is to become an idol. Deciding to help a good person, Aqua tells her that her sister's group is looking for another girl. Soon, Arima, Ruby, and Ms. Sate meet with Mem. The girl is ready to sign a contract and has no problems with the opportunity to realize her potential, but there is a secret that could ruin everything. You can only become an idol before the age of 21, and girls older than that cannot attain this status. Mem is only pretending to be a schoolgirl because in reality she is 25 years old. She wanted to and could have become an idol, but her mother was seriously ill, so Mem had to take on 2 jobs. Working around the clock, she gave up her dream and then became a blogger, but now Miss Sate can make her dream come true, so the girl is ready to become part of the team. Sometime later, Arima, Ruby, and Mem do their first joint photo shoot and continue to prepare for their professional debut. Arima cannot concentrate on rehearsals because she sees that Aqua was on a date with Akana. Jealous of the guy, Arima avoids communicating with him and is very angry because she cannot admit her feelings. A little later, an important stage comes: the selection of the lead singer. Ms. Sate suggests that Mem and Ruby go to karaoke to test their potential. As a result, they choose Arima as the lead singer as she is the only one with a good voice. The girl categorically refuses to be the central figure on stage. Soon they attend a real concert to understand how other idols sing and also sign up for a festival that will take place in a month. Arima, Ruby, and Mem have a lot of hard work and a month of intense preparation ahead of them, but the girls are ready for anything to become popular. At the same time, Aqua tries to get Mr. Komuragi to talk about Ai's relationship. He doesn't know exactly who she was in a relationship with, but he is sure that it was a man from the acting studio. Deciding to join the team and find her father, Aqua accepts the director's offer to star in the series, since most of the actors will be from this studio. As a result of her hard training, Arima loses confidence in herself and doesn't want to perform. She feels that she is not worthy of being on stage and will not be able to become an idol, but Aqua supports her and restores her confidence. As a result, Arima begins to work hard and train a lot to justify the trust and support of her loved ones. Meanwhile, Aqua and Akana reunite to pretend to be a couple and take part in the filming of a TV series. During the script reading, it seems that all the actors are brilliant in their performances, but the author of the book unexpectedly announces his desire to completely change the script, which shocks everyone present. The director, producer, and others try to persuade the writer, but she remains adamant. The woman refuses to allow the series to be filmed based on the reworked script and promises to write a new one herself. This jeopardizes the entire series, as filming was supposed to begin shortly. Disappointed, the screenwriter announces that he is leaving the project because he has failed to live up to expectations. The situation becomes critical, but the producer manages to reach a compromise. He explains the importance and urgency of the project, thanks to which the writer and screenwriter agree to make concessions. Moreover, they begin working together together on the script so as not to disrupt the filming and to start the project in a few days. Meanwhile, Arima, Mem, and Ruby continue to train hard. A month passes unnoticed, and the day of the festival approaches. On the night before the grand event, the girls cannot sleep as each of them has their own dreams, hopes, and excitement. The next morning, they arrive at the concert hall and meet 100 other participants. Arima is a professional actress, but she is more afraid than the others. Ruby supports her friend, but at some point she also begins to feel nervous. Overcoming their fears with difficulty, the three girls take the stage and sing a song that belonged to Ai. During the performance, Arima loses confidence again, but Aqua, who is dancing and supporting them, makes her smile. A couple of days later, the actors gather to start filming a series called Tokyo Blade. All the actors are shocked by what is happening, because the script is printed literally the day before filming, and they don't have time to learn the text. They have to act as quickly as possible, and there is practically no room for error or retakes. The producer is pressured from all sides to ensure that the project does not fail and gets high ratings, but he is already doing everything he can. Just when it seems that the project has gotten off to a successful start, it is announced that the lead actress has broken her leg and will not be able to participate in the filming. To save the producer, Aqua suggests casting Arima in the lead role, as she has a recognizable name and charming appearance. This event makes Arima incredibly happy, as it is a series that will be watched every evening by millions of viewers across the country. Akana is disappointed by the girl's appearance on the set, as she hates her. Akana once dreamed of being like Arima, but because of her, she couldn't get good roles. Moreover, Arima and Akana are now at odds with each other, because they are both in love with Aqua and want to be with him. At one point, Aqua plays the role of a longing guy who has lost a friend. He can't squeeze out a tear and show real emotion. Arima decides to help the guy and asks him to imagine that someone close to him has passed away. Remembering what happened to Ai, he not only starts crying but also loses consciousness, clutching his heart. Sometime later, the guy comes to and doesn't understand what happened to him. The day of filming is over, but Aqua doesn't want to go home so that Ruby won't see him in this state. Akana takes the guy to Mr. Taisi, where she learns that Aqua has severe childhood psychological trauma. He once experienced terrible events that triggered such panic attacks. Putting together everything she knows about Aqua, Akana guesses that the boy witnessed someone taking Ai's life. Moreover, she guesses that Aqua and Ruby are the children of the late Ai. Akana not only supports the boy in this difficult situation, but also asks him to be honest with her. When Aqua confesses that he became an actor only to find and kill the right person, the girl declares that she is ready to help him even in this. A few days later, the first episode of the series airs. It instantly becomes popular and gains millions of fans. It seems like an unprecedented success, but the subsequent episodes are a failure. The rating for the second episode is 6.8%, the third is 5.1%, and the fourth is 4.3%. The producer must urgently fix something, otherwise the investor will refuse to sponsor the project and the series will simply be shut down. Realizing that the problem is not with the actors, but with the poor script, the screenwriter and writer promise to urgently change their approach to writing the text to make it more romantic and interesting. Soon, Arima and Akana are in conflict again, as they cannot decide which of them is the more brilliant actress. Taking advantage of her leading role, Arima repeats the iconic scene and manhwa, thanks to which the series' ratings rise again. It soon becomes the most popular evening show, thanks to which Arima's popularity also grows rapidly. Against the backdrop of these events, Ruby and Mem suggest creating a new song for them so that fans will support them. Mrs. Sate admits that she has already ordered the song from the studio, but the specialists are late with the delivery of the music and lyrics. Deciding to sort everything out herself, Ruby visits the sound engineer and aggressively convinces him to complete the order in the coming days. Throughout the filming of the series, Aqua took 100 DNA tests to try to find his father. At one point, he managed to find a positive result, but the data he received shocked him. Soon, the last day of filming arrives, and time is once again very limited. In the evening, Arima and Akana dance around the fire, filming the climactic scene. Each of them has their own experiences, fears, and problems, but the girls brilliantly cope with their roles. In the final scene, Aqua must go out on the podium and hug Akana, who is bleeding to death. Seeing her as an image of his mother, the guy cries bitterly, but everyone around him perceives it as brilliant acting. The filming of the series is over, and everyone has gained their well-deserved popularity, but Aqua is the only one who doesn't care. He is only concerned about the fact that one of the participants in the filming is his relative. It turns out that this person is the lead actor in the series, who happens to be his stepbrother. Now he can tell him his father's name so that Aqua can find him and take his life.